Alright, it's CFC Vlogger here, and welcome to this kind of vlog, obviously. Well, I'm just going to talk about Charlton, my thoughts, and then a few stuff I have to get off my chest, because it's so frustrating supporting Charlton. You know, we're one of those teams where there's so much potential there, it just never seems to be reached, you know. There's so many players up there, you know, it's just a really annoying club to support. I'm going to start just by going over the games we've already played this season. So we played 3 games, 1 in the cup, 2 league games, 2 very disappointing league games. The first game I was on holiday for, I was watching it over in the hotel or bar. I was watching Sky Sports News and it was really frustrating because it went to half time. I think it was 0-0 at half time. I'm pretty sure it was 0-0 at half time. It may not have been, but it was pretty close to half time and Bournemouth scored, like Lewis Grabban scored. And that was just, it's so frustrating because you think this is a team that's just been promoted. Okay, they're on a bit of a roll, but so are we. We just come back from I think it's like 10 games unbeaten, and you know, you're hoping to keep this going, keep the unbeaten run going. You want, I was hoping for at least the first 3 or 4 games, just to keep that unbeaten run going. And then you go 1-0 down, and then when Charlton goes 1-0 down, I'm never positive because we don't generally come up with miracles, like ever. You know, we had Cardiff last year, we had the Watford game last year, and that was so bad. Miracles just don't happen. Even if it's 1-0, that's not a miracle if you come back from 1-0, but we just don't do it. And then a little bit late, we had Kermgan score, with apparently, well, not apparent, I saw it, fantastic goal, a bit like his Bristol City goal. And that's kind of positive. You think, keep that rock going, keep the rock going, and get another goal, and then we won the game, you know. And or at least hold out for a draw. You know, it's not very often that you get a goal, come 1-0 and then concede another goal. So that doesn't happen a lot of the time. But this happens. It's Charlton. That's what Charlton. I feel like we're hoping to slap it straight back down. And then Grabban just topped. What a goal it was as well. I can't fault Charlton for that goal. They could have closed it down quick, but it was a great shot and a great goal in the end. But it's just so disappointing. Just end it that early. We had a unbeaten run, and just to end it that early, to ruin our hopes that early. A lot of people consider us dark horses for playoffs. I've never even considered us for playoffs. I thought if we made a couple of signs in the summer, we could easily push for playoffs. But until a week before the Bournemouth game, we've only had 1 proven striker. You know, that's just so poor. And the thing is, the amount of players we released and didn't get replacements in. Released Danny Haynes, Scott Wagstaff, Matt Taylor. They're the 3 main ones that I remember. They're 3 extremely good players. Matt Taylor, I'd have him over Morrison playing centre back. I'd have him over Colton Davidi personally. I liked Matt Taylor. Scott Wagstaff, he's one of my favourite players. He was probably my favourite player at the time. He was such a good young talent. I don't get why we released him. We didn't play him last year. I don't get why we didn't play him last year, first of all. Because Danny Green had a pause. Morrison had an alright season, but he's not brilliant. I think Scott Wagstaff whenever Scott Wagstaff played last season, he played well. That's the thing that really annoys me. You know, when he played well, but we didn't play him every single game, and he wants it. I'm not sure. I don't mean to Charlton support. He's played for Charlton for quite long, so he's got a love for Charlton. I think he's got some Leeds, even though he's from down south. But you know, I've actually met Scott Wagstaff. He's such a nice lad. He lives down the road from home. I've not met. I've kind of met him. I spoke to him. At least I got a photo with him at the very least. But he deserves so much more than to be released. Luckily, he's done for Bristol City, and I hope he does really well. And same with Haynes. Haynes played so. I know he's injury prone. I can understand that, but he was a good player. And he had a bad attitude. There's no 2 ways about it. He had a terrible attitude. But when he switched on, when he played, he was a brilliant player, a brilliant player. He scored. I think almost every time he played, he scored, and he scored amazing goals. You know, you had the one against Derby, and then you had the one against Leicester, and these are some amazing goals. But you know, it's just very disappointing for to release them kind of players. And we signed 2 free agents fairly early on. I mean, we signed Mark Gower, who's a good player, but he's 35 years old or something around that. So why are we just signing these old boys? We want to get it. Why are we releasing 2 good young players and then bring in 2 mid-30s? You had Richard Wood, I haven't even seen on the bench yet. I'm not sure if he was on the bench for against Oxford or whatever. I don't particularly remember the starting lineup for Oxford or Bournemouth. But he definitely wasn't even on the squad in Middlesbrough. And it's just such a poor. I mean, and then we brought in 2 strikers. I was like, yeah, okay, at least you've got strikers. But Marvin Sordell, who I actually had quite a lot of hopes for, I thought Marvin Sordell was a good young player. I thought he'd be perfect partner. Kermit needs quite a quick player to run off, because when he flicks, he's amazing in the air. When he flicks off, he needs someone behind him. Like, that's why I want him playing up. And even in League One, Brett Phillips, he was terrible in the Championship. But in League One, him and Kermit had such a good partnership. Honestly, a really good partnership up front, and he just couldn't stop scoring in that. And I thought Marvin Sordell would be like almost perfect first. We released Fred Rutherford, but I don't really care about it. I didn't particularly like him. But you know, but if Danny Haynes, if we just kept Danny Haynes, trying to keep him fit, trying to keep him at his best, he would have been such an asset. I know he's signed from Notts County, where I'm sure he's doing well. I'm pretty sure he's only scored a few goals in the first couple of games he's played for them. And then we had Simon Church, who's I haven't really seen much of him play because I wasn't in the Oxford game because my flight was delayed coming home from the holiday. So you know, the holiday ruined a lot of the football for me. But yeah, unfortunately my flight was delayed like ridiculous amount, 5-hour delay. And I should have been home for football, but I wasn't. I got home at like 9. Wasn't any worth going to football at that point. I won 4-0. And that's all well and good. But for like a League 2 team, League 1, I think they're League 2. And you know, and Simon Church scored 2 goals. That's all well and good. But it's a League 2 team. And I saw like 10 minutes just. At least he tries. At least he puts effort in. Sordell is so lazy. So lazy. And I saw him at the Middlesbrough game. Middlesbrough at home. He just ran. He just didn't run. I say run. He didn't run. He just stood still for. I think I might have saw him run twice. Simon Church was on for like 10 minutes at the end of the game. He ran more than Sordell in like 80 minutes, and it's ridiculous. It's just like I thought Brett Phillips was lazy, but this guy's on another level of laziness, honestly. And the Middlesbrough game was ridiculously poor. I mean, the goal was poor. The goal was so avoidable. We didn't deserve to win it anyway. Poor referee as well, but we didn't deserve to win it anyway. I thought Middlesbrough played really well actually. I enjoyed the way Middlesbrough played, their attacking presence. I thought it's something I wish Charlton would do. I was talking to someone on Twitter, a Charlton fan on Twitter, about how they just have those deadly balls and how they cut through midfields and cut through defences, and they make chances for their attackers. We did not make chances for our attackers. We had like maybe 2 shots all game, 2 decent chances all game. That was both coming from the wing. And I just wish that we would adopt a more creative style of football. I mean, it's been more positive this year. I'll give Chris Powell that. It's been more positive this year. But it hasn't been decisive enough. It hasn't been attacking. Like, we're not attacking enough. It hasn't been just creative enough. It's just been so. That's kind of much more to do with the players than anything else. And the goal was so poor. Hayne was coming up. Hayne would have had it all day long. So yeah, here we go. I'll catch it. Coming and headed it away. And if we can draw, that's another thing that I was with this guy on Twitter about is how we don't have a player, we don't have any players that could nick us an undeserving draw or an undeserving win. And as a team fight for us, you need that. Like Palace, our prime example. This last year, they had Glenn Murray, who could nick them. They had Glenn Murray and Watford Zaha, who could nick them a win, even though they necessarily didn't deserve it. I remember going to Charlton, the away game at Palace last year. We were dominating them. I don't know. We should have been like 3-4 nil up half time, 1-0 up at half time, and we were dominating them all around till maybe like 70th minute. It might have been maybe 60th minute, and he scored two. Glenn Murray scored 2 goals, and they won the game. And they didn't deserve it in any shape or form. But that's just, we don't have that person who can come on and win us a game. If we don't deserve it, when we don't deserve a game, we lose the game. It's just reality. And I was talking about poor refereeing. They were dirty as well. As much as I loved watching them play, they were dirty. You had I don't even know what his name is, but I think it was number 18. He actually punched Kermgan and got away with it somehow. I mean, you may see it. I think there's this channel that shows Charlton games that actually showed that punch, and how we didn't get a red card for it. It's unbeknownst to me. You just bang and punch Kermgan goes down, so you go down, and the referee just straight away gives him a yellow card. It's like, that's the most blatant red card. The referee's looking, it's not like the referee didn't see it either. The referee gave him a yellow card for it, gave a free kick for it, but it's so blatantly red. And you had another centre back. At one point, he should have got 2 yellow cards. There was 2 obvious yellow cards. They didn't even, I think, got 1 yellow card for the second one. But it was just 2 very obvious yellow cards. He could have easily got a red card for the first one because he came in and he almost fly kicked Kermgan in the ribs. And he gets beat up a lot in these games again. Kermgan got, I think it was Woodgate who elbowed Kermgan in the face. He gets beaten up in these games, honestly. I don't know how he does it. He gets beaten. That's how why he got sent off against Forest last year. He was getting kicked and stuff, and then kicked out and got sent off. But I'm not defending him. That was a young fault, but it's just. And I'm not blaming the referee because we deserved to lose that game anyway. But it would have helped if the referee was kind of was maybe a bit more not blind. And yeah, what else? There's something I wanted to talk about. That's it. Starting lineup on Saturday. What I'm hoping for the starting lineup on Saturday. This is getting to a very long video, so I'm gonna kind of wrap it up pretty soon. I'm just gonna go through this. Ben Hayman goal, obviously, he has to go and goal. He's the only goalkeeper we really have. We have Nick Pope on the bench, who's an amateur, like youth academy goalkeeper. But Ben Hayman's just right back Crystal League, our best player by far. He's just so consistent. Every single game he plays, he just plays well in. Centre backs, I would stick with the centre backs we had at Middlesbrough because I think it wasn't that bad. It was getting bored where we had the problems. So I'll stick with them too, because they make mistakes, but sorry about I've got a bit of a cough. And those two, they make mistakes, but I really like them as a pairing. Wiggins left back, he made a lot of mistakes, but I think give him another chance. He's the only left. We could have Cedric Avila, but I like Wiggins. If he can perform, he's a great player. Right mid, just play simple 4-4-2. Right mid, I'm kind of thinking give Danny Green another chance, but I just think Laurie Wilson, you get more, what you see is what you get. Laurie Wilson, he'll give you the same performance every week. It might not be an amazing performance, but he'll give you a consistent performance. Danny Green, he can either be the player that wins you the game, or the player that just has no contribution to the game. You want someone who has a contribution. Centre mid, I'll have Jacko and Stevens. If Jacko's fit, that is, if not Gallagher. But Stevens came on. I tell you what, Stevens has been struggling since he got that 2.5 mil bid from Aston Villa. We rejected. I don't know why we rejected. I'll accept it all day long. But he's been struggling to shake that kind of thing off. But when he came against Middlesbrough, I thought he changed the game for us. He really gave us hope. He was really great. I really enjoyed it watching him. Then you got Jacko and Steven. If Jacko's fit, Jacko's an amazing player for his feet. He's getting older, but he is a cracking player. I think he was our joint top goal scorer last year, which is a lot for us at our centre midfielder. He's our joint top goal scorer. There you go. You got Callum Harriott left mid. Great young player. His pace. Most of our attacking threats came from him against Middlesbrough. I mean, we didn't have many, but the ones that did come, came from him. Just breaking down that wing, getting past the right back, whipping the ball in. We just need more of that. We need Cumberland to be in the middle when they're held, because he can get his head on it. And up front, Cumberland and Church. I saw them annoys me, and and Church is a workhorse. At least he tries, and that's what. And I reckon he could get a couple of goals just because he's there. He'll be there at the right time because he actually runs. So yeah, that's come to the end of this video. It's actually just approached the 16-minute mark. I've been the CFC vlogger. Have a nice day.